So I saw this video and immediately clicked on it. I knew I wanted to watch it. I watched pretty much the entire thing, and I really wanted to create a response video because the last time I saw a video like this was whenever Jubilee did the Charlie Kirk episode, which was Charlie Kirk versus 25 liberal college students. And that video was very fun. It had a ton of views, and my response video did well also. I got some very good feedback, some very good comments, and people seemed to enjoy that video. And so I'm pretty much gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna go through and give my thoughts on some of the speakers, some of the content of what they said, some of the arguments, and talk about the format a little bit of this video. I want to preface by saying that I'm someone who tends to I'm not very much on the right or the left politically. I'm someone who tries to bring balance to these conversations. I try to just create informed decisions from topic to topic. I don't choose a side. And so I'm not going into this defending one person or the other, which is what I always try and do. But please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And without further ado, let's just jump into it. So when this first guy walked up, I saw the hat and immediately kind of thought this was going to be a troll. He brings up an argument. It's about DEI, and he says that we live on stolen land. And Ben pretty much immediately punches back and says, you should give up the land that you live on. You should move, right? And the guy kind of just folds and says, yeah, you're right. So he kind of set himself up to be annihilated. It was like a self-own. It was really weird. And so immediately I knew that I was going to be a little frustrated with some of the speakers because I know it's 25 Kamala Harris voters, so I guess they just want it to be kind of random. But my frustration with this video throughout is that I felt like they could have gotten much stronger speakers and we could have had much better debates with Ben on topics. And so, yeah, this guy was up for a minute or two, I think, maybe. And then they raised the flags, which brings me back to the format of the video. I thought they would do something maybe different for this episode than what they did for Charlie, because Charlie has openly spoken about the fact that it was weird that they did the flags and no one really liked it. But they chose to bring it back, and this guy was voted out almost immediately with a weird self-own. And so those are my thoughts on the first guy. Skipping forward a little bit, the next thing I noticed is that they brought back a lot of the same speakers, which again kind of goes to my frustration. I don't know why. Like, I understand that they want these certain speakers who farm clips and who create moments, and they apparently have TikTok followings. This girl's name, I don't really know the names of many of the people because they never really announced them. They don't have any name tags or anything like that. So this girl, I think the other guy's name is Dean, that they brought back. I did feel like they were pretty civil in this episode, and they did okay, I guess. But I was just frustrated that we're seeing the same people. I mean, there's so many people in the country that are going to be voting on both sides, and I felt like we really could have gotten some good conversations. But you know, Jubilee obviously is more interested in creating clicks and creating moments here than they are with an actual discussion. But that was my second frustration. My second thing I noticed is that why are we hearing from the exact same people? Again, we live in a country with hundreds of millions of people, and we could have really gotten some very well educated debaters here, but they're just kind of reusing the same people who I guess create TikToks from what I've heard. So I didn't love that, and so those are my thoughts on kind of the next group of people. And this guy here is who I'm probably going to spend the majority of the video, or the largest portion of the video, talking about. So this guy comes up and sets his chair backwards to Ben to kind of just, I don't know, I guess maybe try to intimidate Ben or give some sort of vibe. I thought it was kind of funny, and I thought maybe we were in for a funny discussion, but hopefully a good discussion. I was going into this conversation in good faith. I have no clue who this is. And this conversation devolved pretty quickly, and I think it's the most farmed clip that's going around social media right now. Basically, the prompt is about abortion, and this individual comes up and throws a bunch of different arguments at Ben at once. Doesn't really give Ben an opportunity to respond. And again, I watch these videos in good faith. I'm hoping for a good debate. I'm hoping for a good conversation where we can actually learn things and sharpen our knowledge. This was not that. This was not that at all. This person clearly came up with an agenda. They were personally venting against Ben for pretty much what felt like 5 straight minutes, maybe. This person just attacks Ben and gets very arrogant and says things like, this is how you treat people. Now I'm treating you this way. And he gets a bunch of finger snaps from the audience, which was the whole point, of course, is to create a clickbait moment. And or a farming moment, I guess, just to create this moment where you can circulate this clip around the internet. But to defend Ben to some degree, I mean, throughout the video, it seems like he is here in good faith. He's having conversations. He's not speaking over people. It seems like he's being pretty genuine in his approach. And this person just comes up and pretty much screams at Ben for like 5 straight minutes, and then gets up, offers like a fake handshake, and then calls him a dick, and then sits down and kind of just like puts his hands behind his head and sits back like he just did something. I thought it was a terrible moment. I thought it was super cringe, and I don't say cringe a lot, but it was super cringeworthy. I thought it was just a terrible moment, and pretty much encapsulates everything that is wrong with not only this video but debate in America in general. Is that people just want their little clip, their little moment of fame, and ultimately I think this guy just embarrassed himself. And I felt bad for Ben, to be honest with you. I was hoping the moderators would step in and just do something, because the guy is sitting here. You can tell Ben's super uncomfortable. I think we were all super uncomfortable. But again, if I was sort of behind the scenes in this, I would have at least stepped in and gone, look, like if this is what we're gonna do, let's just move on. So I felt like they kind of left Ben out there to just get attacked by this guy. And I hated it. I hated every moment of it. And I thought it was easily the worst part of the video. And then to skip very far ahead, so around the 1 hour and 5 minute mark, there is a guy that comes up to talk about the Israel-Hamas war. And the prompt is the Israel-Hamas war would not have started under Donald Trump. And I felt like by a long shot, this was the best part of the video. It was a genuine discussion. They had a great back and forth. Both of them were super knowledgeable. And I don't know why this is buried at 1 hour and 5 minutes in, because on a video that is, almost 1 hour and 40 minutes long, most people are only going to watch the first maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes. People are not going to sit down and watch 1 hour and 45-minute video. So I don't know why this video is that long, and it's very unfortunate because, again, it's easily the best debate of in the entire video. The guy who comes up has a ton of facts and data to back up what he's arguing. It seems like he and Ben had a great back and forth. It was very respectful. I don't know why people raised their flags and voted him off. It just seems like in these videos, anytime a genuine discussion is going on, people hate it and they just raise the flag. But anytime it's a weird clickbait rage moment, they allow it to go on. So that's kind of stupid. But yeah, if you haven't watched the video and you want to watch just one part of the video, definitely check out this conversation because I think it's the best. So overall, I did feel like there were some good discussion points here. A lot of the video, it was just a lot of frustration from me because it's a huge missed opportunity to really show the different sides of an argument here on a high level. And I would love to see something like 25, well-educated, and I'm not saying they have to have gone to college, but I mean, you could get someone in here who has a PhD in economics to argue with Ben Shapiro about economics. That would be really cool on a very high level. I understand just wanting kind of the general perspective of people, but I guess what I'm saying is you could get 25 people who are really sharp in their area to come in and debate Ben, but this just felt like there was a bunch of people who just wanted to attack Ben, and it just, I don't know, didn't live up to what I was hoping. It was kind of a letdown. But again, please let me know what you guys think in the video. I would love to hear your thoughts on maybe who you thought won some of the debates, if you felt like it was a good discussion, and maybe some content that we should see in the future. But I appreciate you guys watching so much, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video.